Holistic Chamber of Commerce. It's so nice to see you all. All right, it's 10 a.m. I really appreciate that you are all on time. I expect that a few more people will be logging in, chiming in, however it all works. I will let you know that Zoom is ongoingly making updates to make sure we're all safe and protected from hijackers, which is great, but every once in a while I'm caught off guard by one of their new features, and so there may be some technical hiccups today. Just a heads up. All right, let's see, where do we want to start? I should just let you know, like I have notes here. I have notes on my laptop here. Somehow we're going to pull this all together and we're going to have a really great time, and we're actually all going to learn something, even me, in putting this together. There's still always new stuff to learn, especially in this day and age of the world keeps shifting gears, right? All of these technologies that we're working with keep making updates, and you know, the thing we did yesterday is a little bit different than how we did it, how we're going to do it tomorrow. Okay, so let me start by saying being online is about helping people find you, your products, and your services. It's creating relationships, but in a different way than in that in-person meeting room, right? It's an online meeting room. So it feels a little different maybe, but in many ways it's the same. And since we're talking about visibility, while this is not a Zoom primer at all, we are on Zoom. So I would point out to you guys that this is part of your online visibility. What's in your background? I see some lovely backgrounds, by the way. A couple of you are in your offices. Somebody is vacationing on the beach in, I think, Bali or Hawaii. Dennis, I'm looking at you. So you can really play with that. But for example, I was on an all-day workshop on Saturday, and I had multiple people private chat me because the sign and the logo for Holistic Chamber of Commerce are right here in my background, right? And I can do things like, you know, move things around, make sure it's a little closer and easier for people to read sometimes. So it's just a little bit of mindfulness and awareness. Nice job, Jim Nickel, putting your Covered California logo in your background. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a big deal, just a little bit of mindfulness and awareness of what are people seeing. Okay, and all right, so one of the new things is you're all starting in a waiting room. And now let's get on with the rest of today's show. Now that we're all clear that it's important to be visible online, right? And we've shifted to our home offices while being out and about is being discouraged, or in some places temporarily illegal. I'm pleased to introduce one of our newest sponsors and partners, Charn Penawart. Charn is the CEO and founder of Media Stream Marketing. She has over 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, product development, search engine optimization, organic growth, and web design. She also currently owns and manages wellness.com, which features top trending articles for the health and wellness industry. So definitely like-minded in our audience and our niche. Through the years, Charn has worked with a number of celebrity clients, public figures, organizations like ESPN, sportscaster Linda Cohn, Newport Beach City Councilwomen, and the Recovery Show podcast. So she's been working with big names to boost their social media presence, and we will be talking about social media as part of your overall online presence today. Charn has a deep passion to help people heal and supports organizations, small and large, that give back to the community, like you and me, through our digital ambassadorship and by partnering with the Bruce Lee Foundation. On a fun note, Charn has developed strong business leadership skills through her 22 years as a certified Aikido instructor. And when she is not instructing the art of Aikido to adults and children, she speaks on how Aikido can help us become better leaders by remaining calm, controlled, and aware. Oh my God, something the world needs a lot more of these days: calm, controlled, and aware. So again, while we can't control world events, we can control what we do in response to them, especially for solopreneurs and small business owners. It can be easy to pivot and move in the direction that we need right now. So let's pivot and power up your online presence.
Great. Thank you for the introduction, Camille. Really happy to be here today and just to be introduced to the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. I've been very impressed actually with the Holistic Chamber, looking into all your platforms and where you are on social media. Your website's amazing. I actually went into the dashboard and, you know, optimized my profile, putting in everything that needed to be, all the nuts and the bolts are in there. And it's just really a great opportunity to really showcase who you are on the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Really fantastic directory. So happy to be here today. Welcome everybody. So, you know, talking about, you know, getting your online presence, and boy, you know, during these COVID times, you know, it's tough. You know, people want to sink in and say, oh my gosh, my business is closed. What do I do? Well, through my experience with Aikido, you have openings, you have opportunities. Take this time. I don't know if you guys watch Shark Tank, but I watch it religiously. And Lori Gaynor, who's queen of QVC, they were asking the Shark Tank judges, you know, what would you recommend now, you know, as to business owners? And first thing she says, take this opportunity, focus on your website, you know, clean it up, grow your social media, connect with people. This is the best time to do that. And so, you know, we are just so excited. I'm excited actually during this downtime because I have all this time to start, you know, helping my clients do that. And for myself as well. We are part of Oak Leaf Wellness and Health, and they're a distribution company, and I handle the marketing. We just broke off, you know, during the COVID times, and we're still partners with them, but we manage the marketing, the website services, the digital marketing. And we actually have to rebuild our own online presence as well. We just relaunched our website pretty much last week. We're rebuilding our social media, but of course we know what to do. We've been helping clients through the years, helping them with their branding and social media and website optimization through SEO. But now it's our turn to do it, right? So I've been taking, you know, the past couple of weeks, just really focusing on that. And the first thing I did was, wow, you know, I have all these connections and everybody has time to write a review, right? And this is a great opportunity to just contact your clients, contact your colleagues. And if you have LinkedIn, that's a great opportunity to ask for a recommendation under your profile. Wouldn't you agree, Camille?
Not only, yeah. So I love LinkedIn. For those of you who haven't heard me wax poetic about LinkedIn, I'm thrilled to report that as of today, this is my favorite number, 14,144 connections on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I like the magic of that number, but yes, ask for recommendations, also give recommendations.
Right. I always return that favor. Yep.
No, definitely. Like if you start by giving a recommendation, actually part of the LinkedIn process is, do you want to request a recommendation back? So LinkedIn has a built-in give and receive sort of feature with recommendations.
Yeah,
so Charn, is that your favorite social media channel, is LinkedIn, or do you have other favorites?
I have three great social media channels that I always go to. Obviously, having a professional profile, being trusted, you know, having all your social profiles cleaned up. LinkedIn is one of my favorites. I'm not quite active on there, but I do need to make sure that my profile, I optimize, you know, the profile description. It allows for 2,000 characters, which there's plenty of room to put in keywords. Great SEO, you know, boost if you really optimize your LinkedIn. I've made company pages. I've made sure that all the description, contact information is up to date. My skills are up to date. So on LinkedIn, I really try to make sure that I use every tool that's available and make it very current, because you never know who's going to be looking at you. And it is an online resume, you know, LinkedIn. And sometimes I use it to post articles. I do comment and share from other professionals, which is really important. I think this is a time where you engage, and people like it when you engage with them and they'll engage back with you, right? It's not all about you on social media. It's definitely about giving back and forth. Another one I love is Facebook. I, of course, manage Newport Beach Aikido Facebook, and I've joined like so many groups. Probably I have over 150 groups on Facebook that I join. And for each industry, like for different clients, I'll create a post and I'll share it into probably 15 different groups. And that really expands, you know, your audience for sure. So for Aikido, there's one group that has 60,000 members. And if you share your posts into all these different groups, all of a sudden you're everywhere. And they start liking and they start following your page. Now they like your page. What you can do is invite them, like your post, you can invite them to like your page. And ultimately you start growing your following through Facebook. So I love Facebook for its group aspect. I've been using it also for Facebook Live presentations. So I teach Aikido for kids and adults. So the last few weeks, I've just been jumping on live and actually holding classes on Facebook Live, and also capturing it on the side on Zoom for the kids, because I like to protect the children's privacy. But for, you know, why not have multiple cameras? I have 3 cameras running when I'm actually on Zoom and Facebook Live and so forth. So really take that time to optimize that. So Facebook, I use it for that, for live features and for sharing into groups. But my all-time favorite is Instagram. Instagram is very powerful. A lot more people are on it, and they check, the Instagram users actually check their phones much more often, their posts and feed, than Facebook users. Facebook users, it really depends on your business. If you have an older audience that's more comfortable with Facebook, you might want to, you know, use that as your main platform. But if you want to start reaching out to a younger audience, and I wouldn't say too young, I mean, they're, you know, we have people, lots of chiropractors are on Instagram. We have a huge following, and you can grow that following very quickly on Instagram. Just by following different groups and other competitors' followers and engaging and, you know, DMing them. But the thing that I love about Instagram is they have live stories, and everybody is really going towards the live. In fact, last week I was on a 2-hour webinar with the creative director of Facebook and Instagram. And he was saying that, wow, you know, people aren't really just looking at pictures anymore on Instagram. They're now just going towards directly to stories, because it really lets people know that, hey, I just have a new story that came out. And stories is a way for you to post a picture or a video and add all those little text features, all the GIF, you know, and all the animated stickers on there. And you can even add music to Instagram. What I do is I shared on the Instagram story, and then I shared as a post after I posted on the story. And if the video is too long, because Instagram only allows for a minute up, I posted on Instagram TV. I have my own Instagram TV channel, and I can create different series. And through that, you know, Instagram allows you to share all those stories into highlights and actually organize the different categories, like as if you wanted them to go see events, something about news, or videos or testimonials. You can actually organize them all so that it's a very powerful platform for people to use. So my all-time favorite is Instagram. You know, people are going so fast through the feeds. You want to make your posts very interesting, and through Instagram, you can make it very engaging. So I love Instagram, my favorite.
So a couple of things. One is somebody had a question on LinkedIn about their profile is basically an old profile from their previous job, and it doesn't really showcase what they're doing now. And all their old recommendations are from their previous. So here's my response to that. One is, don't start a new profile. Profiles and connections build up over time. I have 14,144 connections now because I've had a profile there for give or take 9 to 10 years. So I update my profile, but I don't go start something new. So update your profile and start connecting with your new connections and trading recommendations in your new arena so that they start showing up as well. And then there's another question. Are live stories the same as IGTV, Charn?
No, they're different. So live stories only last 24 hours. And so if you don't start sharing it into the highlights, it will disappear. So it's something that, you know, it's a live feed, but you can save it under highlights, and people can go into your highlights. There are little circles that appear on your profile. Tap into that and you'll be able to see all the stories that you've posted. But IGTV really allows you to post longer videos, you know, and create a series. It's kind of like YouTube, you know, for Instagram. So yeah, that's the difference.
Okay, so I also want to point out something that I think you're really doing really right is it's super easy. People are going to tell you, you need to be everywhere. You need to be on LinkedIn, you need to be on Facebook, you need to be on Instagram, you should also be on Pinterest, you should have a Blogger account, a WordPress, whatever. Especially if you're a solo professional, you can't be everywhere. Frankly, the HCC, we're in a lot of places, but we're strongest on Facebook and LinkedIn. And we also have a presence on Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter, believe it or not. And we have started now building on YouTube, because for us, we get that YouTube can really be a big deal. So pick 2 or 3. Don't spread yourself so thin that you're trying to be all places, right? Find the ones that are going to make the most sense for you and what you do, and be there, but be active there, because that's how people know you're dependable and they can count on you. And it makes it easy for them to know, oh, if I DM this person here, odds are I'm going to find them and get a response.
I totally agree with you, Camille, on that. You know, it's a lot of work to, you know, be consistent on social media, right? For some clients, I post every day. For some clients, I post twice a day during lunchtime, and, you know, right when people get off work, you know, they'll start looking at their phones. So there's optimal times depending on your business, but you have to be engaging on the platform that you choose, right? And every platform is different for every business, you know? So, you know, pick the one that you want and stay on it and optimize it. If you're going to be on Facebook, join all the groups, do the live events, share, you know, Facebook story and do that and respond, turn on Messenger and stuff. If you're going to be on Pinterest, use all those tools, but it can be very overwhelming when you try to do it all because you can't be consistent, right? So yeah, very important.
And I think the other thing is, remember that you can take one idea and you can put it on all of your channels. It's a little different, right? An article on LinkedIn is a little different than a post on Facebook or on Instagram, but the same concept or idea can be formatted for multiple channels, right? So
Yeah.
don't think of it as, oh, I've got to do it all. It's so hard. Like, nope.
Nope.
Yeah, there are professionals like Charm and others who are there to help. So.
Right. You know, on Instagram, for example, there's a very cool free app. It's called Linktree, and you can subscribe to it. And first you have to connect, open up your Instagram account, and then go to Linktree and then connect the two. And it's free. What it allows you to do is allows you to organize tabs of links. So this will link to your website. Click on this. This will link to your latest blog. This will link to the latest offer. If you pay $6 more a month, that's not going to break anybody's budget. You can actually start to put in a button for subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to an SMS. And that's how I actually capture, you know, all the new subscribers. And you want subscribers, right? You want to be able to promote, you know, your offers. And that's when you start, you know, giving them a little bit more sales pitch, and then, you know, still refresh, you know, all those different offers through your SMS and email campaigns. And you can do it through Instagram for $6 a month, linktree.com. And pretty much you can also see all the analytics behind it. You know, how many people, you know, visited, you know, this tab and this page, and what worked for you, because it's all about strategy, right? And you have to know what you're doing before you actually, you know, create a website or go onto social media. What are your goals? You know, for our company at MediaStream, we start with keyword research. We start looking at our competitors and seeing what are our competitors using to drive that much traffic. We'll run a whole report, we'll design a website, and we'll actually create content to support these keywords, like all our meta tags, all our title pages, all our images are all tagged with these keywords. So it's called SEO. That's just one part of SEO, actually. So, you know, you have to have a strategy. You have to know what you're doing. You can't guess that, oh, if I do this, will it work? For example, many of you guys are wellness professionals. What if you went to your patients and say, try this? I don't know if it's going to work or not, or just try any kind of medication and see if it, you know, let's wing it. That would be pretty dangerous. It'd be costly, and it'll be a waste of time. So before we actually go out into, you know, boosting our online strategy, think about your goals. Think about, you know, how am I going to approach this? Do I want, you know, sales? Do I want to grow my brand? You know, so your goals will determine what path you want to take.
So I'm going to do another share screen because all of our goals are really about, well, that's interesting. Why is it not giving me the option I want? All of our goals have a lot to do with hyperlinks, right? And so one of the reasons we've been talking about social media is we want to make sure that hyperlinks really are working the way you want to, and that you have lots of hyperlinks. So I just want to showcase, for speaking of only $6 a month, or in the case of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, only $20 a month, we're all about the hyperlinks. That's one of the reasons why a social media and marketing company like MediaStream partnered with us, is they saw how we get the power of what's going on the web. So for our members, I want you to definitely hear this and make sure you're optimizing your directory listing. For our future members, haven't joined yet, I want you to know what's possible, because all of our members have up to 5 hyperlinks. First, you can link to your website, but then also you can link to your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, your Twitter page, and your Instagram page. So all of those hyperlinks are feeding to your SEO. It's like a booster shot for your SEO. Plus, on all of our directory pages, there are share buttons. So when somebody finds you and says, oh my gosh, my mom has been looking for a naturopathic doctor, or my friend has been looking for essential oils, it's really easy for them to just click and share that via social media or via email. And it's why we bother to keep a fan page with now over 10,000 followers. It's why I don't know if I want to say collect, but really create relationships on LinkedIn that feed more people to who are our members, what do our members do, why look for holistic approaches to health and lifestyle and business, and why? Because it's better for all of us. And what's better for me is also better for Charn. And what's better for Charn is also better for me. It's how we help healers rise. And that's how we help heal the rest of the world. So Charn, in terms of kind of top tips for 1 or 2 free things that people can do either on social media or on their website, what are those things that people can easily kind of do today to start making that shift? And then we're going to jump into looking at the Tolk Wellness Center website that you guys created and what you're doing on MediaStream.
Well, I'm going to keep it really simple. And, the 2 things that I absolutely do for every client, I have clients that are on page 7, and after 3 months, they're on page 1. And I follow this simple formula. I Google them and I'm like, where are you? Are you on page 7? Oh, that's not good. And then I start looking at their competitors and seeing what are they doing, and so one of the things that are very easy to do and free, again, I was saying before, reputation management. Go into your Google My Business page. If you don't have one, claim it, and start adding your pictures, your logo, make sure your categories are there. All your social links are there. Make sure there's a proper description, and just build that out with as many images and posts. You can even download a Google My Business page app and follow how many people actually looked at your posts, and see all the analytics of that, which is very important because it determines what's your next step. Besides Google, I would definitely jump on Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Make sure everything's connected, all the links. You gave us almost like 1,000 characters to describe about me. I went to 998 characters. So I actually had to clean it up and go, okay, because I maxed it out totally. And some people only put like, 20 words. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's such a waste of opportunity right there, right? And because that you can probably put in all your keywords and so forth. I'll jump on my Yelp page and, go through all the different directory listings that are relevant to your business, right? So there should be at least up to 50. Every time I open with a client, we start up a citation building campaign. So citations are like Yelp, or like, HCC, and like all the different directories. And you'll go in there and you'll find all free ones. There's plenty of free ones, and start creating that backlink to your website. Start putting your business, your logo, your keywords, your contact information. And it's very important because some websites automatically crawl and pull your information, but your information will be maybe incorrect or not updated because they pulled it from somewhere else. And if your information is not up to date, that actually reduces your SEO ranking, so you got to make sure that you clean up all your profiles, you build more, and they're called citations if you ever want to look them up on Google. And there's plenty of, look up free citations, and you can even put in your state and your city and see which one comes up. Now, sometimes I find it important to have paid citations, because paid citations maybe have more built out, fields. And some of them are $20 a year, totally worth it. I do it for some clients WebMD is a great one. I sign up for 3 months, and I really use that platform to drive a lot of testimonials and to put in all their descriptions and, pictures and so forth. And then after that, I cancel because I've already created that strong, profile. And I do the same thing on Yelp as well. I'll go into a client and they have, you know, a business that they want to attract locally and more reviews, I'll jump in there, optimize it for 3 months, and I'd say cancel now, because you're now generating organic reviews, and that's enough. You don't need to waste that money, right? And if you do all these things correctly, SEO, keywords and stuff, you really don't ever need Google AdWords. You know, I saved tons of money from my clients. I'm like, cancel your Google AdWords. You're already on page 1. You don't need it anymore, right? So sometimes it's important to have the pay-per-click ads if you're trying to promote a specific campaign. And we actually have analytics to see what your competitors are spending on their Google AdWords. What are their campaigns look like and stuff. And for me, like we were talking about how I do Aikido, knowing your enemy, having a good strategy and knowing what they're doing really helps saves you time and energy. For me, saving energy and time is really important. So, you know, getting into those citations, building up those reviews, they're free. You should do them now, because not until lately, if you type in through the search engine, you know, your business, it'll actually pull up the review from a testimonial instead of just the meta description on some cases. And so actually when I talk to my clients, I'm like, when you're putting a review, you know, it's funny how they actually use keywords, you know, to pull up, you know, as a result. And so my clients are like, oh, that's good to keep in mind. So they actually help me by putting in like, oh, digital marketing, you know, website designer, things like that, because they know that that's going to actually help me. And of course, I always, you know, help them in return. But, you know, responding to reviews is a very good tactic too. So on Google, when people put in a review, don't forget to go back and say thank you and respond and like it and stuff, because that's actually a point for Google. They're saying that, oh, you're actually watching your reviews, paying attention to them, responding, engaging to the reviews. So those two things I would say are the major ones that you could do free, right? And obviously pick a social media platform that you want to consistently engage with and start looking at all the different tools on there. And I'm happy to work with anybody to suggest to them, okay, for your business, you actually should do this, you know, and don't forget to use these tools and help them out. And so those are the things that through Camille, I'll probably be providing like tear sheets and informational PDFs and stuff so that that can be shared to members, right? We want to give our members as much tools as possible and value.
It's, you know, a lot of us think about preaching to the choir, right? How do I connect with our members? Which I love, because it is about connecting with each other, but it's also how do we expand the size of the choir? There are 330 million people in the US and another 36 million people in Canada. Hey guys, there's plenty for everybody. It's how do we keep reaching new people even while we continue communicating with the people we already know. So now the other part of powering up your online presence is really, it's having a website. It's, you know, when we make a post on any of our social media, where are we driving people? Well, in the case of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, we're driving people back to our website so they can find our members. But it's then when they find you, we want them to click on your website or give you a phone call and say, tell me more. How does this work? So I'm gonna go back to share screen. We're gonna first go to the Tolk Wellness Center website, and Charn, maybe you can just kind of walk us through a couple of the things that we should be kind of looking at for our own website here.
Yeah, so, you know, you want a website that has that easy contact information at the top. Most importantly, you want a website that's responsive, right? A lot of the times when I visit people's website nowadays, it's like I haven't updated for like 8 years, 6 years, and I actually have to go in there on a mobile phone. You believe it or not, more than 47% of people are on mobile looking at your information. So if your website is not responsive and they have to actually pinch to see, that's not a very user-friendly website, and Google actually docks down points and your ranking will go down because of that. So just make sure that when you have a website, And if you have to do this to your phone, that means it's time to update it. So make sure it's responsive, make sure that the information is easy to, get to call you, to email. We always like to have a video at the front if we can, because it engages the audience, right? It keeps them on screen. And Google tracks how long you stay on a website. It's called the bounce rate. If somebody leaves your website after 2 or 3 seconds, that's another point down on your SEO score. So you want to have videos on there that are nice and large, not too long, so that you can have, that they can just stay long enough to capture your interest. But you don't want it to be like loading time takes a long time. Everybody hates it when you have a website and it takes forever to load, right? I'm like after 3 or 4 seconds, I'm like, I'm going somewhere else and I'll try back later, in which I never come back to. So with here, you want a call of action. You want to, if you're in a local area, indicate your local area. Here, they're in Simsbury. We want to capture the Simsbury local audience. So we'll put location on there. Now the pages on there we recommend are home, about, services, products. We actually carry a lot of products at Took Wellness Center, so we'll feature it. When they click on the buy, it links out to the affiliate site. So you still make money, right? If you have an affiliate connection with a product or a service. There's a lot of companies out there that will have, that do have affiliate programs that will give you 20 or 30% or 40%. For example, Standard Process. If you know Standard Process, that's a very reputable brand for supplements. They have a 40% affiliate program. So you can, put the button on there, links out, they buy, you still make the money. So you can make it off of your website. And obviously one of the big things about a website is news, right? It's important that you update your website at least once a month. Google has this Panda Penguin update, and they'll scan your website. When was the last time you updated your website? So adding a blog, 800 characters or 1,000 characters, put in a really strong title with keywords, make sure the content is, readable. Don't put a whole block of content. It's hard for people to read. Break it down into bullet points, so that people can look through it. Put a video in there. Put call to action for sure. And we always pay attention to inbound and outbound links. Inbound links means links that are coming in, and outbound links are links that go out. Make sure they're always reputable. You want to link out to a reputable organization like the HCC. And, you wanted to also have links within your pages. For example, if you mention something about a certain treatment and you have a service for it, make sure you put that word and you link it to that service page. And so all this drives, engagement, and Google says, wow, this website's amazing. It's a good quality website. It deserves to be boosted up to page 1. It deserves to be outranked. You got all of it put together. And of course, sharing reviews are important. We actually connected, if you click on reviews, it directly through a plugin. I don't know, there's a script, I guess.
It's,
yeah,
the script is.
But I'll explain. So you can actually download a plugin, a Google plugin, and you can show your reviews. Hopefully you have 5 stars, and they can be shown on the review page, and anybody who puts in a review, it'll automatically show on there. So highlighting your reviews, if you belong to different organizations like the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, put the badges up, because when somebody goes to your website, they don't know who you are. This is like the window to your business, right? And so they want to know, okay, can I trust this person? And they can trust you if you have certain badges up, if you have your reviews up, if it's easy to use. If your website is clunky, it's bad news for the user, right? Like when I go to a restaurant, I don't know about many of you, first thing I do is I go to the restroom and wash my hands, and I check out, is this restroom clean? Because if the restroom's clean, the kitchen must be clean. They're keeping everything in shape. So your website kind of represents who you are. I see a lot of business owners, they spend $50,000 upgrading, remodeling the paint and stuff on their business, but then they only want to spend $1,200 on their website. I'm like, well, you know what, actually, this is their first impression of your business. If you don't put in and do it correctly, people are just going to leave. You know, it should really open up and show, you know, the users what your business is all about, you know, the homepage being very important, right?
Okay, so we've got about 5 minutes left. And at this point, I think everybody definitely gets the importance of what we're all doing online and how it integrates, right? They feed each other. It's not, oh, I only need to do this or I only need to do that. It's how do I do a little bit of everything so that it all really adds up in a way that boosts my visibility, right? Especially for those of you who have been operating on the, maybe I can fly under the radar. Well, no, it's time for us to fly high, and that's putting all the pieces together. So let's show everybody the media stream marketing website for Holistic Chamber of Commerce. For those of you who are members, we do have a special offer, thanks to Charn, for some savings. So here we are. Let me see if I can, and by the way, you will all get this link afterwards. We will be sending a few key links so that you can start creating connections, whether you are a member or not. And all of our members will be getting the recording so that whether they were here or not, they get the juice and the details. All right, Charn, what do we need to know?
So scroll down a little bit so that we can see more of the page. I don't know if you can do that.
I should be able to, there we go.
Okay. So I love the holistic, you know, community. I've been, you know, working with chiropractors, naturopaths, acupuncturists, you know, and martial artists and everybody in that space, the holistic space. So we're offering 3 packages. And they're not set in stone. For example, you know, we do website development, we do consultation, we do social media management, but these packages here are just to help you with your website for right now and to make sure that it is up to date. So we put in sample pages here that we suggest, you know, like a package 1 would have a home page, about page. If you have services, we'll optimize the 4 service pages, a book an appointment page, contact page. You have patient forms that where the book an appointment patient forms would probably go. And we're taking $200 off of the $1,400 here. So it'd be $1,200, you know, and it's very reasonable. I've gone to, when I first started, I had my own company 20 years ago and manufacturing products and so forth. And I needed help. And I went to India and I was like trying to communicate with India about, hey, you know, I need this and this and that. It was a mess. And I scrapped the whole project and I said, I need somebody that I can connect with that understands my industry, that understands keywords, SEO and stuff, not just putting up pretty pictures. So, you know, on top of these packages, we really are going to SEO out the heck out of your profile and your find the best profile. I mean, the SEO keywords for your business. Next package would be package number 2, homepage, more service pages. Let's say you have 6 services, so we add 2 more, and we have a gallery page that will highlight your testimonials, your pictures, you know, your center, so people can kind of get to know what you're all about, your staff. Now, I've had people request me and said, I don't really need a gallery page. Can I just replace it with a news page? Absolutely. You know, I'm here to help you as a holistic member to another holistic member. Whatever is going to drive your success. For me, throughout my many years in business, it's really been much about referrals. It's because I really commit and I look at your business as my own. So if you need to change a gallery page to a news page, absolutely. Why not? You know, if that's going to drive your success and that's going to help you, you know, update your information and post your news and your specials and so forth, I actually highly recommend it, you know. The last one is a more, the 2200, and normally it's 3800. I'm just letting you know. I have clients that, you know, we really build it out custom for them. And the professional, I don't know if you can see it because we have images covered, are just more pages, service pages and products. You know, you want to add products and showcase, like if you're selling CBDs, if you're selling, you know, your own brand, you want to put it in there. We have the news page, we have the newsletter subscription. We can add a few more pages to that to really, you know, like have everything you need. And for me, I'm a type of person that if I'm going to go do it, I'm going to do it right, you know, but I understand with the budget that everybody has, it's okay to start here, 1,400, just make sure your website's responsive, has all the key elements, and then add in the social medias that you feel you're going to be consistent with and start with that, you know. And then, you know, obviously we're still around. We're not going to shut down or be anywhere. You can always contact us and say, I'd like to add more pages to my, you know, website, you know, upgrade my plan. So we're definitely very flexible with that. And we'd like to give back, you know, to everybody who gives so much of your time to help your patients, right? Now, these are not monthly rates. No, 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 no. We had a question coming in. These are a one-time build the website rate. So if you want us to maintain, you know, the website for you, we'll be happy to do that. You know, you can send us a blog, we'll upload it for you. We'll add the images, the links, we'll make sure that it's optimized. If you want us to handle your social media, we can talk about that. I hate to put out packages really, because I feel like every business is different. And I'd like to create a custom one for each business because, you know, you're all different. You have a different audience, you know, a different location. You want to promote different things. So the first step is consultation, right? And that's free. Just talking to you guys, free. I love that word. I always go to the sale aisle and free. And, you know, you get so much from being a member with the Holistic Chamber. So those are the 3 packages just to start out. But it's not set in stone, but just to give you an idea, you know, you need those things. You need that updated website. This is the time to do it. You know, you're not doing anything else, you know, might as well clean up all your profiles. When the light turns green, be ready to go. You know,
it's really true. And, you know, if you look back historically at what happens during recessions and depressions and stuff like that, it's the companies that kind of wiggle and find their way through and are present and visible that don't just succeed, but they then thrive, right? Because people have seen that consistent presence of, oh, I can depend on this person. You know, we want to be able to depend on our doctor. So whether you think of yourself as a doctor or not, if you're the healing professional that I go to, I want to know you're going to be there. And I'm just like everybody else. They're looking for a little bit of consistency, a professional presence, which is one reason why we really wanted to partner with Media Stream, because it's good to have, you know, a website that makes you look good, our members, and makes us look good. I like that you do the customization. I love that our members get a $200 discount. If you're a member, make sure you log into your dashboard and get your discount there. We will be sending that out in our email.
So on the last note, I just wanted to say that, you know, once we build the website, if you don't have enough, if you want us to show you how to maintain your website, because it's going to be a WordPress website, right? It's going to be pretty, WordPress is very friendly. You pretty much just log in, put a post up, and then it gets updated with that new post. We will, after we finish the website, walk you through the back end of the dashboard and say, hey, this is how you would update this page. This is how you add a post. This is, you know, so you can manage it on your own. You know, as a business owner for 20 years, I've always needed to know every step of the process. Once I knew it, then I hired somebody else to take over because, you know, my time is important, right? If I know how to wash a car, but I'm not going to go wash my own car if I don't have to, because I have other things to do, right? So you know, as a business owner, yes, you know, you should know how to handle it. But if you want us to handle it, we definitely have packages to help you, affordable ones. But if you want to do it yourself, I'm happy to show you. there's plenty for everybody around, and we're just out there to help each other. So that's the last note I'd like to add to that. If you have any questions like who's going to maintain this and stuff like that, we are available, but then you can too. So
we will be sending Charn's contact info in the follow-up email along with the website. So everybody who's here, you will get everything you need to be connected with us. Both Charn and I are on LinkedIn, and we follow the path of the more the merrier, so feel free to look us up. And on that note, it's been a little over our time. Thank you all for being with us. We look forward to connecting and powering up all of our presence. Thank you again, Charn, for all of this.
All right, you guys have a nice day. Bye-bye. Take care.
Take care. Blessings. Click below to subscribe now.